Welcome back to Central LA Talk. If it's Thursday and it's in the noon hour, the show must be artists and authors. And we have a fantastic art. Well, we don't know if she's fantastic or not. We haven't seen her work yet. No, she must be because they found you out on Instagram and asked you to come because they were our producers were fascinated with your art. She's going to draw me, Miriam Ouassou. She's an artist. And welcome, Miriam. Are you from Fresno?
I am from Fresno.
You can draw. I won't look. She's going to draw me, and I'm going to try not to look at what she's drawing during the thing. Now, you're from Fresno, and did you get some training somewhere?
Yeah, I went to Fresno City and I almost completed my associates. My first art teacher is actually down the street from here.
Who is that?
Suzanne Huddleston.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And where else have that's my training.
All right, you should start drawing because we only have like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Now, and I can keep talking to you?
Yes, you
and
can talk
while
to
you're
me.
drawing? Okay. Now, fascinating what you said is you go to maybe bars or restaurants and you'll set up a little thing with a little sign. Can we put that sign up here a minute?
Yes, yeah. It's messy now.
That's all right.
But
And I'm going to set it up here if it works. She sets up the sign, she sits down, and she'll paint people's portraits right there live, like she's doing me right now. And I'm going to switch the camera around a little so we can see you drawing and things like that. There's your drawing pad. And I can't see it that far, so I won't see what you're drawing
Okay,
anyway,
cool.
because I can't see that far.
The surprise is the best part.
All right. Now, you're from Fresno. You went to City College. And are you making a living doing this yet?
I do. So I charge 15 per portrait, and I usually try to aim for like 6 portraits a night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And can you tell us what places you go to?
Tioga Beer Garden, Goldstein's.
Right here in the
Starving-
tower.
Yeah, Starving Artist Bistro. I like to try different places all the time. Barrel House Brewery, I think it's called, in River Park.
That's kind of up north there, yeah.
I want to go. I want to move to the coast eventually, though.
Have you noticed there's a shuffleboard in Barrel House? Shuffleboard is a long thing.
Against the wall, right?
Yeah, I play shuffleboard, but in the tower. All right, are you almost done?
Done with that.
Drawing.
Oh, I haven't even started.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
Do
trying
you
to.
want to choose your angle? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, I can't sit still. Do I have to sit still? That's too hard. Miriam Ouassou. It's Miriam Ouassou. Now, and I don't mean to pressure you, but man, she's drawing fast. Lickety split fast.
Do
So,
you want a profile or?
how about
Like
this angle?
that looks good.
Is that pretty
Yeah,
good?
that is a good.
Now, I'm in the tower every single day at different places. Like I go to Detention Billiards.
Detention billiard.
Guess why I go there? Because they have shuffleboard.
Oh, so you like shuffleboard?
I
You
play
mentioned that
shuffleboard,
twice now.
Yeah, and then
I've never done that.
I'll go to Tioga sometimes, or to Livingstone's, or Tower Sports Bar,
Yeah.
or of course Vinny's. I go everywhere in the tower, but I have not seen a girl, a woman, a person sitting there drawing yet. You think I will?
Yes, yeah. I haven't been going as much as I used to, but it's good to it's a good I meet a lot of people, and it's also I enjoy it, and I also I know if I did it even more I could support myself fully. I also teach. So
Now,
art.
you do 6 or 8 a night. Is that tire you out?
Yes.
Is it exhausting?
No, I like get energized.
It's
to the
energizing,
social
yeah, yeah.
aspect. Yeah.
I could see, you said moving to the coast. I could see you in these little coastal communities doing it,
Yeah.
sitting there on a, little patio at a restaurant or a bar or someone's patio. Now, people could, by the way, you're on Instagram, Miriam Ouassou, and can people, you take commissions.
I do take commissions.
In fact, you said that's where you get a lot of them, huh? Or make a lot of contacts?
Oh yes. So like when I do a portrait, I will give them my Instagram if they want it, and then that's where they can get the commissions through. I make more from like live portraits, and I enjoy them more because it's easier for me.
It's a crazy question. Would you do someone's pet?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
because
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people want a picture done of their pet. And you saw my pet. Tell them what it is.
A tortoise. A tortoise.
He's big. He's like
I've
this big
never heard of that.
He's a giant tortoise.
How did you? I actually was wondering how you got the tortoise.
It was very tricky. I had to sneak him out of the zoo. Not really. Somewhere in New York, people are stealing the animals out of the
That
zoo.
is so cool.
But I sell houses, and a lady had like 15 or 20 of them, and I
Yeah.
talked her out of one. So, and he loves me and loves
Wait,
to
can we
be
turn
here.
this way just a second? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
He's very social. as
Yeah.
you'll see. Well, you saw, you were out there, he put his
Yeah,
head up, he's
he's
looking,
very friendly.
checking you out and stuff like that.
They
Now,
seem comfortable.
you went to City. Do you think you'll finish City?
I will. I have I think one more class to complete my associates.
I don't mean
so
to put
I've
you
got
on the
to.
spot on that, but.
No, that's totally okay question. I don't feel
Now, when you're at City, of course, you have to take a lot of general ed and stuff like that.
Yes.
And do you take different kinds of art classes? You're exposed to different mediums?
Yeah, so I haven't done clay yet, I will
Ah.
say. I've done a lot of painting, drawing, printmaking,
Oh, yeah,
that kind
printmaking's
of
cool.
thing.
What about,
And I love the teachers there. They're
yeah, oh, yeah,
the
it's a
best.
cool place. What about digital art?
I really would like to explore that.
Is there a class on that over there?
I believe there is actually.
And you haven't gotten into clay or molding or sculpting yet?
No, and I would love to.
That's why City College is such a good place to go and do that. I spent 4 years at City College. I studied journalism, I studied music, all kinds of stuff there that I could really, who knows what I wanted to do for a living.
Right, that's the right way to do it, especially at City.
There were no classes for talk show host, which is what I ended up doing,
Mhm.
so.
I think communications can get you prepared.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Too late, I'm done with college. But City College was a great experience. I taught there, I taught music at City College.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're creative too.
Yeah, well,
Well, you wouldn't be doing this if you weren't, right?
that's right.
Actually, that's not true. You could be interested, but everyone has a creative.
Now, do you have a ideal job? I mean, you're working for yourself, which is the ideal job, I guarantee you. But eventually, well, we had one artist in here sketching crazy, just like you. She says, "All I want to do is work for Disney." Do you have a dream job out there?
Doing this at the beach.
Doing that at the beach?
Yeah,
that would be.
I
fun.
do. I wanted to be a teacher for a long time, and I do teach. But it's I think this, and that is a wonderful job. But it's it would be nice to do this full time,
Yeah.
and that would be more possible out there.
Well, the thing is, with that job, you could go to the beach at Cayucas one week, and next week you could be
Right.
down at San Diego, and
Mhm.
you could vacation out in Miami Beach and go all over the world.
And that is true, and it's I feel like I belong at the beach because I just love seafood and
Yeah.
being inside of the water even when it's really cold.
Yeah.
But everyone feels that way. The beach is beautiful, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
And
And
a
then
goal.
you'll need to go to Paris and do sketching out on the sidewalks there.
Yes. Traveling is the goal too.
If you're watching, I'm going to click on some things here without moving my head too much. Maybe there's kind of a close-up of what she's doing. I can't see it, I promise.
That's okay.
Miriam Ouassou. Miriam Ouassou. There's another angle of her doing that. You see the cars driving past the Tower Theater behind us?
Oh, do you want me to show it to them?
Mm,
Do you want to turn
you
this
can
in a little bit?
Okay, so
Like,
yeah,
I
that
can
way
just give
won't
them a
see.
peek of it. I have some adjustments to make, but it looks good so far.
Okay. Now, are people usually happy with how it turns out?
Yes, I've never had anyone dissatisfied yet.
Nobody grabs it and tears it up?
I don't know. I got scared one time because someone cried, and I thought it was a bad cry, but she was happy. And
She was
it,
moved, huh?
Yeah, it made me feel really good. That was the best.
Have you heard of Winston Churchill?
Winston Churchill.
Well, he was Prime Minister of England during World War II, and at the end, of his tenure, he had to have his official portrait done,
Mm-hmm.
and he got it done, and they presented it to the public and the world, and he was horrified, and he took it and burned it. So,
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
yeah.
Oh, I feel kind of bad for him.
Now you
That's-
do.
but poor artist though.
Now you studied a little painting, oils, and watercolors and stuff. Maybe while you're in school.
Yes, so the painting classes were all different types of paint. Oil. I mostly worked with oil, but there was watercolor. A lot of the take-home assignments were watercolor.
Now, would you do portraiture and oil, or you just
Yeah.
do the sketching?
I didn't want to bring examples because I wanted to just do it live, but I probably should have because I do oil portraits too.
Well, this is our first doing a live thing on the air like this.
Yeah.
Of course, we have live music and things like that, but a live portraiture is something.
We're getting there.
Like I say,
I'll turn your head just a little bit this way. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I know you're trying to interview me too, so it's a lot.
yeah, my haircut person does that to me through my whole haircut. Turn your head. Turn
I
your
feel
head.
like
Why
that
do you keep turning your head?
When I'm drawing people, I feel like a barber.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I wanted to do a little commercial while we're here.
Okay.
And that is that if you're at home and watching our show and you're an artist, or an author for that matter, or any kind of business, we want to feature you on our show. If you have a friend that's an artist who ought to be featured, why does Fresno have so many great artists? It's incredible what we have. So we want you on our show. We do these shows 3 days a week, and most of our time is spent trying to find people to come on the show. In fact, Miriam, one of our producers, was going through Instagram, and they say, look at this, the work of this person, let's get her on the show, and now she's here.
That's nice.
Central Valley Talk. We're in the Tower District, and Miriam can be seen in the Tower District. I say Miriam, but it's Miriam, right?
Both are good.
Miriam.
I like both of them.
Miriam the librarian.
Yeah, I get Miriam. I've even got Muriel a few times,
Muriel.
which is different than my name, but definitely the other two are right.
Well, on Instagram, your name's pushed together, Miriam Ouassou,
Yes.
and it took me a while to figure out what that was, but now I know. It's
So
the
how do
first
you-
name and last name.
How do you want your mouth area to be? So you can smile. I always ask this when I'm doing portraits
I don't
too.
smile on hand. I like to
Okay.
use like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's
Normal.
totally up to you. I know, like you have to talk, but it's okay. I will be so quick with this part.
Yeah. One thing we have to do here is to. I shouldn't talk for a minute.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll just be really quick with this part. We're almost done. Okay, you can talk.
I'm being held hostage by
I know, it
a
really
portrait
is like
artist.
that. Like,
So what kind of, tell me about your medium, like when you're out, you take what kind of pencil? It looks like a, what do
I
you call
really
it?
just take like a
Mechanical
mechanical
pencil.
pencil, 0.9 lead.
0.9,
And people are like, oh, like, they're kind of shocked by that, you know, because, like,
Well,
they would expect a fancier pencil, I guess.
Otherwise,
maybe.
you'd have to have a pencil sharpener all the time,
Exactly,
grinding
right,
it
you're
down and
right.
stuff like. So you picked this up when? Were you a young kid?
Yes, I've always drawn. I didn't really start taking, like, portraiture as seriously until, like, I took a figure drawing class and I realized, like, I was pretty, like, accurate, I guess. So then I was like, you know, I really
I can
could
do this, huh?
Yeah. And that was really cool to me.
That's nice, yeah.
We're, like, almost done, honestly. I just have maybe, like, I'm 85, maybe
85,
90.
90%. Well, we have nowhere to go. We're good. Our next guest, we had actually a half hour before the next guest, so
Yeah.
from when we started, so we're probably doing okay.
Yeah, I think it's looking good. I'll be happy with it.
We're setting history at Central Valley Talk today. Miriam Ouassou is here drawing a portrait live under a time constraint.
It's really almost there. And I think, like, I was really happy. At first I was like, you know, I'm nervous. My friend, he was on here, and he was like, it's such a good experience.
We,
you know?
we want it to be fun. That's our main thing. By the way, I'm going to hold this up. If you're in a restaurant around, you see a little chalkboard advertisement, go get Miriam to draw your picture. And I love that you do this for your living. So many
you.
good artists I know, musicians, they're working at 7-Eleven all day, and then they
Right.
try to do their thing at nighttime. I said, no.
It's hard to make a living off of it, but you know, like, if you find, like, a way to promote it, that helps a lot too.
When I was at City College, I took a guitar class, and I became a classical guitarist.
Oh,
So when I graduated from Fresno State, I got my master's degree in classical guitar, and I said, I'm not going to get another job. I'm only going to play the guitar. And I had kind of starved myself into making a living. I had to do it. I had a master's degree. I could have been a college teacher, or I could have
Right.
done all kinds of things. But I said,
you
nope,
push yourself.
I'm only going to play the guitar. And I did that, and made a very, very good living.
That is so. I want to hear it. I want to hear it before I go. If you have a guitar.
I can't
here.
play too much anymore because I had the arthritis. I'm not a young man anymore. And you'll never guess what ended my career as a guitarist. I was elected to the California State Legislature. I became a,
So it was meant to be then.
yeah,
Yeah.
meant to be. I did the
When one
guitar.
door closes.
Yeah, I went to play the guitar for 20 years, and I was in government for about 10 years, and now I've been talk show host for 15 years. One thing I learned very quickly is I do not draw. I mean, it's fun. Everybody draws, of course, but man, that's special how you can capture someone's expression and personality and their eyes. The eyes is the hardest part, of course.
It is the hardest part.
Yeah.
That is true because that's sort of like the life and the personalities that. But
And hands are
I
hard.
wouldn't say you can't draw.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I mean, like, okay, people have like a natural disposition usually
Mhm.
sometimes, but I think like it's not really about like the motor skills as much as people think. It's like about seeing like things for like
Mhm.
the angles, the negative space, like for how it is, you
Yeah.
know.
I want to say, before we run out of time, is Miriam is available. She could take a commission and do something for you. You just go to the Instagram, Miriam Ouassou. Spell it for us.
UASSOU.
Yeah.
We are
gonna-
almost there.
I'm gonna try.
I know, like we can even show them it unfinished because it already looks like
Yeah.
you. But
The way I got Miriam's name spelled correctly on the screen, as you can see it, is I copied and pasted it there because I would imagine everybody spells your first and last name wrong.
oh, yes, honestly, the last name more so because it's like it doesn't look like how it's spelled.
Is your family
I mean, it
here?
doesn't sound like how it's spelled.
Can I ask you where you went to high school?
I went to Central West.
Central, yeah.
Central West.
Sometimes in the Fresno area, for those, we have international viewers now. In Fresno, we identify people where they went to high school, and we make bonds and friendships that way.
Okay, so there's just a little bit left. I'm actually pretty solid with this one. I'm just gonna shade in your shirt area.
I'm gonna zoom you in on that.
Do you
a
wanna
little bit.
give them a peek?
Yeah, give them a
Okay.
peek. I can't see it because I'm old and that's
I don't
far
know if
away.
they can
So
see. It's not picking it up right, but well, they'll be able to zoom in the end, right?
yes.
Yeah, it's definitely not picking it up. But you want to turn my way a little bit again?
All right.
Oh yeah, don't peek yet.
Don't peek yet.
It's looking good. A little bit more that way. Yeah, that's the angle. Yeah, I do that like especially because I draw at bars. Like people get drunk, you know.
Yeah.
And so like that, moving's a constant thing. So I definitely. Most people like it's very nice to do a sober person's
person, yeah.
drawing.
Good luck. Good luck in the Tower District.
I enjoy it though. There's a lot of cool people and funny stories, and they're really uninhibited, you know, because they are.
So you go to Sequoia in the
Yes.
Tower. You go to Goldstein's. Is there other places in the Tower we might see you?
I went to the Howling Wolf for the first time last night, and it was fancy. I was very surprised.
It's fancy and a little expensive, but I like it. I go maybe once every week or two.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very cool.
And does the restaurant ever give you trouble? Like, oh, you can't do that in here?
For the first time last night, actually, that happened somewhere in Tower.
Uh-oh.
The only one place. I won't call anyone out, but it's just like everywhere else is really great.
Yeah.
And Tower's really welcoming,
Right.
so.
I would like that in my restaurant. I mean, just something
Yes.
different happening. It's not distracting or taken away from anything, but a little live music or a person doing live art, especially since I consider Tower the center of the cultural universe for Fresno. So
It really is.
they should have a portrait artist.
There's like no limitations. There's a lot of open expression here. But I will say, like the Starving Artist Bistro,
Uh-huh.
they were really welcoming to me. That's like the only restaurant I've drawn at.
Well, you're a starving artist. That's perfect.
Yes, they're really nice people.
Are they by Fresno High?
They are by Woodward Park.
Woodward Park, okay.
I took a leap just going there, and
I know.
they took me in with open arms.
And Barrel House, you went way north.
Right. Okay, just the eyeballs, then we're done.
Do I take my glasses off?
So not yet.
Okay.
There will be one part where I might have you do that. Thank you for like extending the time
Oh,
for me. This
sure.
is like not even part of it, but it's like I want you to get what you sat for, you know, like correctly. Okay. Oh, the glasses too. I only did one end. But it's looking good. And thank you for staying so still. It's refreshing for me.
Oh, I'm just taking a little nap right now. So it's all right.
Little break. So, when you started doing this, like, how did you like start figuring out who to put in your show? Like,
We say what our motto is. We celebrate what's good about Fresno, and we
That's
look for
great.
people with a cool business or a cool event or cool artists or authors of books and put them on the show. People said, there's nothing to do in Fresno. There's never anything to do in Fresno. We find that there's something to do every day someplace.
it's
One of the cool things you could do in Fresno is come to the Tower and find Miriam and get your portrait done. How about Valentine's? You guys want to surprise your Valentine and get a hold of Miriam and have her meet you where you're going to be and do the portrait of your loved one.
That would be really great. And I am always open for commissions, especially portraits, especially portraits. Also, like, creative commissions too I could do. But I definitely enjoy live portraits the most. Anything sitting with the person, like feeling the energy is good.
What do you mean creative commission?
Like just from my mind, you know, like.
Would you do a logo for somebody?
I could do a logo
Yeah.
too, yeah, definitely. Okay. Almost there.
I'm going to change the camera just a little. Give some variety to our viewers.
Almost there. Little bit here and there, and I want to get your hair right and get one part of it right.
Mhm.
Looks good.
I don't have a lot of hair to draw, so.
It looks, this angle is very, very voluminous.
Good, thank you. Took me hours to get my hair that way.
It looks good, so we're just almost there. And
By the way, for our viewers, we're going to put this on YouTube, and people could see Miriam create a work of art live on YouTube.
thank you. I didn't actually know that. I was like, that's cool. Okay, so, okay, I'm feeling good. We just got one last thing.
And for those watching at home, go to youtube.com/Central Valley Talk, and we're almost up to 1 million views, so you might be our millionth viewer. And subscribe while you're
That's
there.
really good. Okay, I'm gonna do your eyeballs now. So just choose where you want to look. That is the last part. Okay.
Do you know that we're born with our eyes, they never grow. We're born with full-size eyes.
That's why. That's probably why babies have big eyes, right?
Yeah, big eyes, yeah.
It's very cool. I heard your ears and nose never stop growing.
Yeah, they
either.
keep growing. Trust
That's
me,
very
I'm an
cool.
old guy. Look how big my nose is still growing.
I like drawing your nose.
Oh, good.
it was. I like the shape of it. You'll see. You'll like it too.
Good. We'll see. You're drawing my eyes now?
Yes.
Fascinating.
Almost there.
What do you see there?
Highlight and pupil, iris, and obviously the life of you, you know. We're almost there. Okay, I think, yeah,
Just going to click here for our viewers to get a little look at that.
we're getting there. Got this part, we just got a little bit of shadow here, and then we are actually done. You always say that, and I'm like, wait, did I
Wait,
notice
one more
another
thing.
thing? It's the artist thing. All artists, I feel like, are like, man.
Well, I'm going to
I
ask you
addressed
this question. I ask authors this a lot. Like, how do you know when you're finished writing? Isn't there always one more little thing to do? How about the art? So always-
Sometimes it may never feel finished
Yeah.
because I mean we're really critical of ourselves, but it's like you might feel like it's an ongoing thing, like your piece, or sometimes you can overwork it though by thinking like that, and then it won't have the same vibe, and it's sad. I've done that to many pieces; they kind of lost their life.
I do a lot of graphic design, and there's something you do on the computer called Control Z, where you just undo anything.
Mhm.
And if I was doing art, I would think, well, I did that, I want to undo that, press Control Z, but you can't do that. Do you get something, do you get a line that you just wish wasn't there? Or you have to, once you put the line, you have to work around it?
Sometimes you can cover it up with another material. Some materials, like, you can't really cover up, but that's okay. Like, you know how, like, Bob Ross would say, happy accidents. That's actually a real thing. Like, you can incorporate it into your piece. Like, sometimes, like, when you get too caught up on one spot and worried, like, it ruins, like, the flow, like, of your, like, just your flow in general. Like, you get out of your flow state and you're like, man, the worry's blocking just me feeling how to do this, you know? And you're thinking rather than just feeling. Which, like, are all artists, like, creatives, like, need to feel to do what they do. Even musicians, like, anything, any type of artist jewelry.
So when you're at a bar drawing, are you talking like this, or are you
Yes.
carrying on conversations, kind of finding the personality of the
Yeah,
person?
yeah, definitely, and it helps with the eye area for sure. Like,
Mm.
also, like I always say, save the eyeballs for last, only because like that's how, like what ties all the life into it, and I want to get it right. Like I spend like that time on there. We're almost there.
Switch cameras here a little
I
bit.
think I just want to show you now. I don't want to overwork
All
it.
right.
I'm just talking about overworking it. So I'm gonna sign the corner.
Nice. Oh my God, I cannot believe it. Now, I'm going to try to zoom in. This is how we zoom here on Central Valley Talk, if you don't mind. Let's see if we can get, oh yeah, look at that. Does that look like Mike Briggs? Very nicely done. Our guest is Miriam Ouassou. What kind of name is that? Can we ask? Is it fair to ask that?
It's Moroccan.
Moroccan.
My dad's
Oh,
Moroccan.
very cool. Our first Moroccan guest right here on Central Valley Talk. And she drew a picture of me, and it looks so, I couldn't believe. I thought it would be a little characteristic, but it's a really, really accurate sketch.
Thank you.
And it's art. It's a piece of art.
Thank you so much.
Now, we're going to do something for Miriam. We're going to take this interview, and we're going to put it everywhere, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
We're going to put it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We're going
Thank
to
you.
put your name everywhere.
I'm
Anything
so
else you want
glad.
our viewers to know before we go off the air?
I'm not sure. I think I'm really grateful to be here and thankful. That's what I want to.
We're glad we had you here. This is really a true piece of art, something we'll be hanging in here for years to come. We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this. I'm doing all the clicking and stuff today because our crew is off at their college classes. So let's see if I can get this right. And we'll be back with more artists and authors right after this.